best in trance and progressive. Celebrating the best new music from around the world. This is a state of trance.
My favorite moment of the week, Amsterdam, how we feeling? Ladies and gentlemen, the moment is here. This week I'm finally releasing my brand new studio album called Breathe, and you are listening to the release special.
Yeah.
And besides tracks from Breathe, I also have coming up new music from Ilan Bluestone with Giuseppe Ottaviani and Mara Levy, Beat Soul and Hardwell. Our number 2 is for one of the artists that's featured on the album, Seth Hills. But first, a very, very special moment for this track. It's one of my favorite tracks from the album. I'm super proud of this one, the lead single. Here it is, the world premiere of Let It Be For Love.
Armin van Buuren's favorite record of this week's show. This is the tune of the week.
Just wait, I'm coming back with brighter days. As soon as the sun lights up the way, I'm going way down low. Oh my love, I'll pray with every breath, don't let it fade. Through shadows deep, I'll find a way. I'm going way down low. Let it be for love. Let it be for love. Let it be for love. If it kills me, let it be for love. Let it be for love. Let it be for love. Let it be for love.
favorite deeper track of the week. This is the Progressive Pick.
Hi, it's Ilan Bluestone, and you're listening to my new track on A State of Trance.
thing that makes them burn. Left alone, fires slowly fade out. You've made your way the turn. Used to light the sky, watch it burn. Bring me to life. I need a spark of light. Watch me ignite. To watch me ignite.
Another track taken from my brand new album Breathe. It's called Alive. You're listening to a release special of my brand new album that's just going to be released any minute. How you feeling, Amsterdam? It's episode 1231. Last year, I already released the first part of Breathe In, and now we can finally breathe out after a year. It completes the full album. So I know it's a lot. It's 51 tracks, but it's actually not. It's
2 albums combined.
2 albums combined, yeah. It's like a playlist. I mean, who are releasing albums, right? Unless you're like Adele or, I don't know, Billie Eilish.
So instead of a 10-track album, you were like, okay, let's fill a full playlist just with my tracks.
It's a playlist, yeah. It's like a photograph of my current sound and a lot of great memories creating all these beautiful music. And I'm super happy of it. The reason why it's called Breathe is very simple. Every morning I have a new routine. I never thought I'd say this. I don't want to sound too vague, but I have my morning routine now every morning. I sit down, I do my gratitude list, I do a meditation, I do breath work, and that really sets me up for the day. Because my mind is always racing. As soon as I wake up, I have this monkey yapping.
So because of this exercise, you had the space in your mind to create 51 tracks in 1 year.
Exactly. It puts me in the here and now. It focuses me. I don't spend so much time on my phone anymore. I just focus on the music I want to make. Hence the 51 tracks. Because I'm just, I have a
so productive. Yeah.
Well, it's crazy because normally I would be 8 hours in the studio. Now I'm 7 hours in the studio, 1 hour in the gym.
Yeah.
And I'm so more productive. It's crazy how that works. So that's the reason for why it's called Breathe, actually. So I hope you like it. Hope some of your favorite tracks are on there. It's a lot to take in. I'll be playing more tracks from my album Breathe in just a bit. And don't forget, in hour number 2, we have Seth Hills as our special guest. And maybe you heard this one already at some festival or something. It's really, really crazy. It's Hardwell and Jonathan Mendelssohn. Echo, the Giuseppe Ottaviani remix. Are you ready, Amsterdam?
Take the sun from the sky.
Hey guys, this is Alex Morph and you're listening to my new track here on A State of Trance.
drift away, fall into the break of day, moving out of time and space. It's me. If you want a sweet escape, meet me in the far away, a place where we can lose our way, so free. You and I, yeah, we break away. You and I, yeah, we break away. Till sweet escape.
Are you liking this, Amsterdam? Sweet Escape is the title of another track taken from my new album Breathe. You're listening to a release special. Before that, the track that got the number 2 spot in the State of Trance countdown of 2011. A tight race between We Control the Sunlight and that one. And it's a new version made by Alex Morph himself and Andrea Rebecca of his own track, An Angel's Love. A timeless classic, that is. Such a beautiful song. You're listening to A State of Trance live from the studio in Amsterdam. This Sunday, I'm going to be back at Ushuaia for the 4th edition of my residency in Ibiza this year. And this week we have a stellar packed lineup. We're joined by Vini Vici, Super Strings, and a man that played hour number 2 last week, Sis. Check armyvanburen.com for all the details and final tickets. Every single week, you guys and girls flood the State of Trance email inbox with your messages, and we always love reading them. And we fixed the microphone like last week, so let's see if this goes well. Ruben, you kick off.
Yeah, happy 30th birthday to Tanel from his friend Janus Yuma in Estonia.
And Jody and Patrick from Singapore send a special shout out to the kids Olive and Owen who listen to the show every week.
A shout out to Anna Kalinioska from Idaho from your dear friend Visely.
And congrats to Gareth Woodford and Lindsay Johnston on your first son Tyler from your friends Matthew and Victoria.
Nana Gehamjan from Madrid wants to wish Milano from Serbia an amazing birthday. The names today are kind of hard.
And Yanira Cruz wants to thank her husband Ricky for sharing her love of music and becoming her forever State of Trance listening partner.
And lastly, congrats to Jake and Anna on their 9th wedding anniversary. And we look forward to celebrate with them at Ace at London in just a few weeks.
Only 2 weeks to go, yes.
Yeah. 2 weeks to go.
Excited.
Hour number 2 is this week for my friend Seth Hills. With him I did the track Give Me The Love on the Breathe album. But first, new track by upcoming rising talent River. This is Only One.
This is David Forbes, and this is my new track on A State of Trance.
I haven't told you. I go out late at night. There's things I haven't told you. I go out late at night, and if I was to tell you, you'd see my different side. There's things I haven't told you. I go out late at night, and if I was to tell you, you'd see my different side. There's things I haven't told you. I go out late at night, and if I was to tell you, you'd see my different side. There's things I haven't told you. I go out late at night, and if I was to tell you, you'd see my different side. There's things I haven't told you. I go out late at night. If I was to tell you, you'd see my different side. There's things I haven't told you. I go out late at night, and if I was to tell you, you'd see my different side.
Sign of the times, Ruben. I mean, it was completely unthinkable that we would play something like this a couple of years ago, but
it's so good, man.
The trending track of last week, Lily Palmer and Maddox, Late at Night, or Tune of the Week last week. Track before that, David Forbes, Stingray, and River, Only One. You're tuned in to a State of Trance special about my brand new album Breathe, which is out this week. I can't wait for you guys to hear it in full. It will also be available on vinyl and on CD. And if you're watching the video stream today on YouTube, you can see that we have an amazing crowd in today.
I think one of the best ones we ever had, to be honest. 100%.
And a special shout out to youngster David from Romania.
Over here.
He's here. He's been singing along with every track today. That's
Even
pretty
the new
special.
tracks from the album, it's crazy. He already knows them.
Awesome. But now, as in good tradition, you know what time it is.
Can take you to another world. We want to hear why a track means so much to you. Here is this week's Service for Dreamers.
And this week was quite an interesting one because we really had to dig deep into the State of Trance
Rip it
archive
from vinyls.
to find this track. Actually, it was the B-side
of Morning Dust.
Yeah,
Yes.
B-side of Morning Dust.
Yeah.
But it was requested by somebody who is in the studio, and he drove all the way from Poland. His name is Adrian Polenchik.
Exactly, this is right. I mean, hello.
Adrian, so nice to see you. Tell me, why do I have to play this track? How did you remember it? What was it? I'm so curious to hear your story. Share
You
it.
know, this takes us back when I was in elementary school. That track is so old, I really love it. It takes us back when I was driving as a truck driver. And internet wasn't very available right now. There wasn't YouTube Music, there weren't Spotify. And when I was driving with my cousin, we were following the bus company in Poland. They had a free Wi-Fi on their board, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And we were listening to this song, but there was a straight road and the bus was a little bit faster. And my cousin was as a passenger, passenger is DJ, always.
Okay.
And you're driver, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he told me, man, pull the throttle on because we are losing signal. We don't listen this track till
need
the
the
end.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And lucky for us, there was a way down right there, so we gained speed, exceed a little speed limit, but who cared then for this moment?
So I should speed it up, actually.
You can. I think you can speed it up. It's
speeding it up.
Speeding it up. Yeah, that track is really cool, really old, and I think many of our listeners doesn't know this song, so they will find out how cool it is.
All right. The track is Riva, Runaway. Hey Ruben, remember the Chocolate Puma guys?
Yeah.
The Goodman, Clutch, René and Gaston.
So many hits.
And it's all the same guys as this one.
Yeah.
Riva, Runaway, a track from 2004. And requested by Adrian from Poland. And the Dutch group released some massive tracks like Stringer. I think that's the
This
biggest
is probably
one.
the biggest one, yeah.
And this was an inspiration for a tune that you did with Ferry?
Yeah, it is.
Awesome.
Actually, yeah.
What a great story. I love this one. So maybe we should play it more often.
I think so too.
Great one. Thank you so much today, guys. What an incredible crowd we had in. So much. Wow. This Sunday, you can find me back at Ushuaia in Ibiza. And if you want to see where I'm headed this summer for any of my shows, arminvanburen.com. Stay tuned for hour number 2, my good friend Seth Hills. And don't forget to check out my brand new album, Breathe. Enjoy!
And we have a very exciting guest today in the studio again. He released music with Martin Garrix in 2024. Recently remixed David Guetta, Beautiful People, and made Gimme the Love with Armin, which is of course out this weekend on the album of Armin. 2 weeks ago, he released a new single on Tomorrowland Music called Losing My Mind. And it was time to pull him into the studio. Give it up for Seth Hills. How you doing, man? It's good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, like I said, this week is all about the Breathe album, the release of your single with Armin as well. How did it come about? Tell us a little bit more about Gimme the Love.
Yeah, so Armin and me, we know each other for a while now, and we met each other in Stockholm actually in a camp, and we just clicked really well, like also not like a personal level, but also like in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
So we were always saying like, yo, let's do something together. And I got this demo from an Italian girl that I worked with before as well.
Yeah.
So I made like a small demo around it, and I showed it to Armin, and I was actually asking him like, yo, are you fine if I finish this and release it on Armada? And then he said like, shouldn't this be like our collab?
Yeah.
And I'm like, Sure.
Let's do it.
So yeah, then I remember I sent the project to him because he's like, I want to change some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, maybe some small arrangement thing. And he completely removed my melody. He hired the BPM with like 6 or 8 BPM, and he added a new melody to it. And I was like, whoa.
This is something else.
Yeah, but I had to get used to it. I remember I had to get used to it. And I was like, I instantly texted him. I was like, yeah, give me like 5 minutes so I can actually like process it. And I think after 3 minutes I called him. I was like, man, this is amazing. Like, let's do it and let's finish it and let's play it. And
awesome.
Yeah,
that's amazing. So what will you play for us today besides Gimme the Love, obviously?
Well, I've got some new stuff. I'm kind of redeveloping my sound at the moment, from in a sense of where people know me from. So there's a lot of new stuff, also some classics I like to play, and just a mixture of like new school and old school.
Awesome. Well, let's listen to the sounds of Seth Hills here on A State of Trance. Take it away.
Yes.
Down.
just two broken pieces. Just trying to fill a space. So why are we lonely? 'Cause it's getting cold. We're drifting so slowly, further away from home. Oh, why are we lonely when we're not alone?
People say, in the end, it's just a game. Pop talk and people sing, but in the end, it's just a game. Pop talk and people sing, but in the end, it's just a game. Pop talk and people sing, but in the end, it's just a game. Pop talk and people sing, but in the end, it's just a game. People talk and people sing, but in the end, it's just a game.
Join the video stream and see what's happening in the studio. YouTube.com Armin Van Buren and Twitch.tv/ASOT.
These haters on my body, shake them all. You heard Eli, why they touching me? Like I don't always keep the hammer next to me. Like I ain't got a header to the left of me. Like we ain't in these streets more than sesame. Look that shit chick, now why she texting me? Why she keep calling my phone, speaking sexually? Every time I'm out, why she stressing me? You call her Stephanie, I call her Heffany. You call her Stephanie, I call her Heffany. You call her Stephanie, I call her Heffany. Like bitches talking out they jaw. Next minute calling for the law. It's not a app, I'm calling for the law. They ain't getting money, so they ball. I can never lose. What you thought? And they got it all like men of gold. They say I got the juice, I got the soul. These haters on my body, shake them all. Pussy, I'm a bully in the ball. I'm killing them, sorry for your loss. I just called a body really more. Now this shit I'm really going on. Ooh. Ooh. These haters on my body, shake them all. You heard Eli, why they touching me? Like I don't always keep the hammer next to me. Like I ain't got a header to the left of me. Like we ain't in these streets more than sesame. If that shit chick, then why she texting me? Why she keep calling my phone, speaking sexually? Every time I'm out, why she stressing me? You call her Stephanie, I call her Heffany. 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 You call her Stephanie, I call her Heffany.
is a steady drum. Feel the bass running in my blood. The melody is a holy drug. 'Cause rhythm is an act of God, of God. Feel the bass running in my blood. 'Cause rhythm is an act of God. I'm losing my mind. Losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. Losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. Losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. in my mind, in my mind, in my mind, in my mind. Show me the way in my mind. It's taking over in my mind. In my mind, 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 in my mind. Show me the way. In my mind, in my mind, it's taking over in my mind. In my mind, in my mind, in my mind. Show me the way. In my mind, in my mind, it's taking over in my mind. In my mind, in my mind, in my mind. Show me the way. In my mind, in my mind, it's taking over in my mind. In my mind, 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 it's taking over in my mind. In my mind, 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 it's taking over in my mind. In my mind, 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 it's taking over in my mind. In my mind, in my mind, in my mind, in my mind, it's taking over in my mind. In my mind, in my mind, in my mind, in my mind, it's taking over in my mind. In my mind, in my mind, in my mind, in my mind. Show me the way. In my mind, in my mind, in my mind, in my mind. Show me the way.
Don't do it for the drama.
Stones and flowers on the ground. We are lost and found, but love is gonna save us. Shadows walking in the crowd. We are lost and found, but love is gonna save us. Stones and flowers on the ground. We are lost and found, but love is gonna save us. Shadows walking in the crowd. We are lost and found, but love is gonna save us. Stones and flowers on the ground. We are lost and found, but love is gonna save us. Shadows walking in the crowd. We are lost and found, but love is gonna save us. found. We are lost and found. Love is gonna save us. Shadows walking in the crowd. We are lost and found. Love is gonna save us. Love is gonna save us.
Fame, old fame, got me looking like a rock. Day by day, used to push it to the spot. Plain, yeah, Jane, boy, I'm flying like a god. Day by day, used to push it to the spot. Day by day, used to push it to the spot. Plain, yeah, Jane, boy, I'm flying like a god. Fame, old fame, got me looking like a rock. Day by day, used to push it to the spot. Got me looking like a rock. Plain, yeah, Jane, boy, I'm flying like a god. Fame, old fame, got me looking like a rock. Day by day, used to push it to the spot. Plain, yeah, Jane, boy, I'm flying like a god. Day by day, used to push it to the spot. Day by day, used to push it to the spot. Plain, yeah, Jane, boy, I'm flying like a god. Fame, old fame, got me looking like a rock. Day by day, used to push it to the spot. Name no names, got me looking like a rock. Plain, yeah, Jane, boy, I'm flying like a god.
Boy, I've got you on my mind, and it's taking up all of my time, Keep it going, I don't mind, I know this ain't love, but you got me so high. You can pull me closer, feel the rush that's taking over. And I can know there's only one thing on my mind. You'll become my sunrise, baby, this is only for time. Just know we're gonna keep on going. Running on to the early morning. You can take me home. Baby, don't start falling. Never gonna stop. Only if you want it to. Running on to the early morning. You can take me home.
taking over. And tonight you know there's only one thing on my mind. You'll become my sunrise, baby, this is only for time. Just you know that we keep on going. Running on to the early morning. You can take me home, baby, don't start falling. Never gonna stop, only if you wanted to. Running on, 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 running on.
It's such a pretty place. I see your smiling face. Woke up but now I think I'm dreaming. My friends, so sweet and innocent. The story never ends. Woke up but now I think I'm dreaming. Sunny days, it's such a pretty place. I see your smiling face. Woke up but now I think I'm dreaming. All my friends, so sweet and innocent. The story never ends. Woke up but now I think I'm dreaming. Smiling face. Woke up but now I think I'm dreaming. Now I think I'm dreaming.
yeah, with the dirt and the dirt. Got the hustle in my face. I am deep within the diamonds on my neck. Got the diamonds on my neck. Got the diamonds on my neck. Got the diamonds on my neck.
some baby bash. That sugar smash. Give me some of that. 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 Riding through the city with something pretty till I got plenty. It's gimme, gimme, gimme. Give me some of that. 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 Riding through the city with something pretty till I got plenty. It's gimme, gimme, gimme. Give me some of that. 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 Girls on baby bash, that sugar smash. Give me some of that. Give me some of that. Got some extra cash, super fast. Girls on baby bash, that sugar smash. Give me some of that. 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 It's something pretty till I got plenty. It's gimme, gimme, gimme. Give me some of that. Give me some of that. Give me some of that.
This is State of Trance you just heard. Seth Hills, 1 hour in the mix. Thank you so much for coming by and playing this, man. This is a sound that I'm loving so much at the moment as well, man.
Appreciate it,
Like
man.
the
Thank you for having me.
tough, cool sounds. I really enjoyed it. You've had an insane year so far, release-wise. I mean, just stack everything up. It's absolutely wild. What's coming up in the next few weeks? You just released a single on Tomorrowland, of course.
Yeah. I mean, we did a lot lately. Right now, like I'm working on a lot of new stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
But
I saw an
it's,
Instagram post just before you got here that you were in a hotel room somewhere still finishing music as well.
Yeah. And I'm doing a lot of different stuff right now. I'm exploring a lot, and like we have a lot in the pipeline already, and I'm excited, very excited about.
So last weekend you were in Bulgaria, in Spain. What else is coming this summer? Do you have some big festivals coming up?
Yeah. First of all, we're gonna do Ushuaia with Armin.
Yes,
which is personally
awesome,
one of my
yeah.
favorites. You know as well.
Yeah.
We do a lot of festivals in Europe. Like I have a show in France next month with Armin as well. I'm gonna go to Spain a few times for some festivals, and it's a lot in Europe, which I actually like to be close to home.
Yeah, close to
right?
home, close to the studio.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you so much for coming by and playing your tunes. We're gonna have some more questions for Seth, of course, in the podcast. But we're gonna close the episode. Next week we're back with a new episode with Ferry Korsten. And thank you so much once again, Seth Hills.
Thanks for having me.
Have
man.
a nice weekend. See you. Bye bye.
Thank you for tuning in. Let us know which track you love most. Vote on www.astateoftrance.com/future favorite. We'll be back next week for a new episode of A State of Trance.